So today we have MCU Surtur taking on Godzilla Earth. Who wins? Let's find out. So, let's talk about the big G Man first. In this universe, mankind had basically destroyed the planet with nukes while fighting against big, monstrous kaijus. In return, the Earth created something to deal with them: Godzilla. This guy immediately established himself as the most powerful kaiju, eliminating most of the others, and was too mighty of a threat for mankind to handle. Because of this, humanity fled Earth to another planet. When they came back, 20,000 years had passed on Earth, and a new bizarre ecosystem had sprung up around Godzilla, who is the unmatched, unrivaled, dominant being on Earth. This is the largest version of Godzilla to date, standing over 300 meters tall, which is 1,000 plus feet, and weighing 100,000 tons. He killed most of the other monstrous kaijus on Earth, easily busted through mountains, leveled entire cities just by walking through them, and fought against the biggest version of Ghidorah we've ever seen, Void Ghidorah, ripping off one of his jaws and destroying one of his heads with a tail swipe. He's able to generate a asymmetrical permeable shield from his dorsal fin, making him completely invulnerable to all damage until it's destroyed. And it took a crap ton of artillery fire to break through this shield. And I mean a crap ton. He withstood several bite attacks from Ghidorah and got back up after apparently being dropped about 42,650 feet. He also survived a massive scale nuclear attack from mankind, being hit with 150 nukes at once. He can also regenerate destroyed organs in seconds. He has 3 different long-range attacks. His main one is his atomic breath, obviously. This has destroyed cities, destroyed the tops of several mountains, destroyed asteroids, and destroyed one of Ghidorah's heads. This has an energy output of 3 terawatts, and he can blast it all the way into outer space. There's his super oscillatory wave, a resonance phenomenon caused when he roars at incredibly high volumes. This roar destroys everything in its path and has an output of 900 gigawatts. And lastly, the plasma cutter. By swinging his tail at supersonic speeds, he can project this massive plasma wave, and this wiped out and decimated an entire forest. But in the other corner, Surtur. Surtur was the bringer of Ragnarok, the destroyer of Asgard. One of the possibly the most powerful being we've ever seen in the MCU. Now, there's some other powerful beings, like there's the Infinity, Ultron, the Celestials, but I think he can rival at least the Celestials. His power rivals or possibly even surpasses Odin. Now, in his small, weakened state, he wasn't that hard to put down. Thor easily did it. But when Loki summoned him during the final act, we saw his true power and his true form. When he was first summoned, he was as tall as the royal palace, about 800 meters. But as he was destroying Asgard and getting more powerful, he grew. And boy, he grew. He maxed out at a whopping 4,000 meters tall, which is 13,000 plus feet tall. He easily busted out of the royal palace, easily killed Hela, who was stronger than Thor, sent Hawk flying hundreds of feet with just a mere throw with his fingers, and he fulfilled the prophecy and destroyed Asgard. A big punch from Hawk only momentarily staggered him and definitely did not hurt him. And he basically ignored being impaled by several of Hela's enlarged swords. Just ignored it. There's also his Twilight Sword. This fire sword also grew in size as he grew, and it could release waves of fire capable of annihilating Asgardian buildings with just one wave. This sword is also what destroyed Asgard and killed Hela. So, who wins? Well, Surtur is bigger. Like, quite a bit bigger. We're talking 300 meters versus 4,000 meters. Yeah, that's quite a big difference. But the fight isn't over, though, as Godzilla beat Void Ghidorah, the biggest kaiju ever seen on film, being 20 kilometers long, over 65,000 feet long. Even Surtur is dwarfed by Void Ghidorah in size, so size is not everything. But what that greater size does definitely come with a physical strength advantage. I'd also say he's physically tougher, but Godzilla's permeable shield and healing factor really does kind of even it out. Now, in a straight up, one-on-one fight, close quarters fight, I have little doubt Surtur would win. With his size, his strength, his Twilight sword, yeah, I don't have any hope for Godzilla, even Godzilla Earth winning that fight. But while Godzilla can fight at close range, he's almost always been a range fighter, using his atomic attacks to his advantage, as most of his opponents don't have that luxury of having a long range attack. And Godzilla, this is like Godzilla's specialty. I think his atomic breath and his plasma cutter especially are key here. One of these attacks have destroyed an asteroid and entire cities, even one of Void Ghidorah's heads, and the other has decimated an entire forest. I'm sure they would hurt Surtur. Or would they? I'm questioning if they could actually hurt him or not, as we know massive Asgardian swords from the Asgardian goddess of death, Hela, did little to nothing to Surtur. He didn't care. They went straight through his chest, and he didn't care. There was like 4 of them or something. Didn't care. We also know that it took the destruction of Asgard, which was one of the 9 realms, like Earth/Midgard, to presumably kill him. Asgard's not a city. It wasn't a city. It was like a whole world that he destroyed. So do these atomic attacks have that same power as those? Well, I don't know about the big swords, but the atomic attacks didn't show they could destroy entire worlds, entire planets. Just things in the planet, like cities, or maybe asteroids in outer space, forests, stuff of that nature, not entire worlds. That's the difference. I might be wrong about this one, but I think Surtur closes the gap, breaks that shield after a few swings with his Twilight sword, kills Godzilla Earth. Yeah, Surtur wins. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Leave a comment of what you thought, and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and other great stuff. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.